Huh. I should check how well my video went over with the people last time. Hello, goblins and ghouls. My name is GhostCat29, and I would like to start this off with saying thank you so much for watching and sharing and commenting, Jesus, on the last video. It means the world to me that y'all could do that. Thank you. But no more sappy stuff, because over 120 of you voted on the last poll, which was amazing. I was watching it as the numbers changed, going from the Lego movie to Lego Batman 2, but after a very long time, you all voted for Lego Marvel Superheroes to be the next game. Speaking of which, Lego Marvel Superheroes was released back in 2013 on October 15th. Now, I might have fibbed a bit in my Lego Batman 3 video when I said this, but Marvel Superheroes is actually my first Lego game. So this was a rush of nostalgia, flying, racing, and collecting everything in this game all over again. With that all aside, let's actually get into this. First, the rules. Ghost? Yeah, script writing Ghost? Well, I was looking at it, and your rules are null and void for this one. What do you mean by that? Well, maybe you should properly explain your rules first, since people got confused in the last two videos. Good point. So, for those of you out of the know, my rules for this challenge are that DLC levels don't count, and bonus levels don't count. The reason DLC levels don't count is because they don't add to the end percentage, since it's, extra stuff you gotta pay for. And bonus levels don't count because that normally comes after the final level of the game, which is no for this. Now, tell Daddy Ghost why those rules are null and void. Don't ever say that again. The reason your DLC level is null and void is because there are no DLC levels for this game. Sure, there is DLC content, but no levels. As for the bonus levels, you can just access them normally after you unlock the free roam and collect enough gold bricks, besides 2 that unlock after the final level. Okay, thank you for explaining that. Now, since we have that all tucked away, let's answer the question. Can I 100% Lego Marvel Superheroes before I beat the game? Also, actually before we start, we got a little friend with us. Look at him, isn't he adorable? I have dubbed him Spirit Calf. He is now the mascot of the channel. If I die, everything goes to him. And if I die, it's probably because of him. Yeah. We start our game in a cutscene where Iron Man is chasing down the Silver Surfer, but sadly not the curvy kind. Before we could catch up with him, Iron Man and Surfer were knocked out of the air by Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom shot Surfer out of the air because he needed the cosmic bricks for... Well, actually, I'll let him say it.
Dr. Doom's Doom Ray of Doom!
We then cut over to Grand Central Station for our first level, Sand Central Station, where the level pun names keep rolling. Oh, also, Sandman and an Abomination are here. They are here because they are working for Doom, obviously, and need to fetch the cosmic bricks for him by way of hostage negotiation. We cut outside where Iron Man and the Hulk are ready to take them both on. And by both, I mean one at a time, starting with Abomination. But before we properly do the level, I remembered that we aren't in DC Supervillains anymore, and put in codes for the mini kit detector and the studs ×2 multiplier, which, after that, I went on with the level, smashing up Sandman's henchmen and busting down walls till we reach Abomination at the end of the bridge. We beat the ever-living crap out of him with the good old-fashioned stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, and then toss him through a window. We hop through as well and end up face to hands with Sandman. Tossing chunks of the building at him, he then blocks our way off with the train, which reminded me to turn on subtitles for some reason. After punking out a few more of Sandman's henchmen, he then blocks our way off with a wall, to which Hulk says the most profound thing.
Wall's not good! Walls only keep people apart!
We soak the wall and then smash through it again to get to Sandman's sand castle, where we toss a big-ass hunk of metal at the wall and break it down, which makes Sandman retreat to the roof with Iron Man and Hulk caught in his dust storm. While he does that, everyone's favorite tiger, Spider-Man, shows up to help our heroes. We break through an electric fence and then get to the final boss section where we just solidify him 3 times, then smash his weak points, and pow, he's toast. After the level, we are told that Reed Richards was researching the bricks they were collecting. We then cut over to where I presume is the raft, where Loki is being held in a cell and talking to Doom, since in the earlier cutscene with Doom announcing his grand weapon, we heard him talking to someone on the phone, and also recruiting Stan Lee as a villain. We then cut over to the helicarrier where we see Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, talking to Fury about how he needs some help with something back at the Baxter building. But since Tony isn't around, he sends in Captain America instead. We jump off the helicarrier like any normal person would, and aim for the bushes as we land across from the Baxter building. I built a vent and slide through it, only to hear a news reporter on the other side who was voiced by Tara Strong. How do I know this? Just take a listen.
We are live outside the Baxter Building, headquarters of the beloved Manhattan hero group, the Fantastic Four.
I then turn into some clippers and open the door for Captain America to go through, and help me unlock the door to the next level, Times Square Off. When we enter the lab, Doc Ock is stealing the cosmic brick that Fury let him use for testing. Doc then sicked his Octobots on us. After we get up to him, he breaks through the roof, and we have to do some laser puzzle to unlock.
Call it the Fantastivator. Faster than the stairs for sure. Let's go.
We ride it up to the roof where Deadpool also just so happens to be to catch up to Doc Ock and meet Herbie, who's also voiced by Tara Strong, but I should probably stop mentioning who voices who, since I don't want to upset another person by making a joke about how recognizable the voices of some people are. So I don't know why you think standards equates to budget. A lot of these iconic voice actors aren't really elitist to acquire massive payouts. Voice actors aren't rich, bud. The budget was most likely not bigger than Lego Batman 3. We hop across some roofs till we reach the not-so-good Doc, and he plays with us like a rag doll, till I switched Cap to smack him upside the head. We then knock down a sign, beat up some more Octobots, and meet up with the Doctor on the top of the Daily Bugle. Knocking him off, we are knocked into a cutscene where Doc goes flying through the building, and we get to see Spider-Man again insulting JJJ before jumping into the fray.
You could record it with your smartphone, JJ, if you could figure out how to turn it on.
We jump onto another roof for a short section that ends with us blowing up a billboard and then having Doc drop down, grab a helicopter out of midair, and then throw it at a building to make a hole that leads us into the final section of this level, where we break Doc Ock's legs till we knock him down. Not his human legs, of course. His robot legs. After we knock him down, another cutscene plays where Doc toys with us and the cosmic brick till the Green Goblin swoops in and takes it back to Oscorp Tower. We then go out to space for absolutely no reason. Then cut back to Times Square where we meet Hawkeye and Black Widow, who take on the mission to go after the Green Goblin, along with Spider-Man, again, swinging into the frame for the third level, Exploratory Laboratory. I don't think I pronounced that first word right. The level starts with Hawkeye getting his pants pinched in an elevator and being lifted up while trying to shoot at the Goblin. Going over to the panel that unlocks the door that Green Goblin flew through, Spider-Man, no! This is a kid's game! After unlocking the door, we have to get through another door. And another. And another, and another, and another, and another. We get up to the Goblin, and after hitting him with an arrow once, he bombs the elevator with Deadpool inside, and then leaves again to his office at the end of a very, very long hallway. We get up the elevator by skipping a few steps, and then get to the hallway where his office is. I tried to shoot him from a distance with all 3 characters' projectiles, but that just ended up being for naught, as they all went through him. So I just went on with the level, and like the wannabe Mr. Burns he is, dropped us down into the garbage chute, where, hey look, Stanley also just so happens to be falling down. We climb out of the compactor and are attacked by some weird guys in black goo. Wonder if that's foreshadowing something later in the level. We beat the ever-loving crap out of them as well, and unlock a ladder that goes up to the next section, where more guys in black goo wait for us. We also walk down a hall with some of the contaminated locked away, which will definitely not break out and attack us. Anyway, we do this puzzle that unlocks all the cell doors and the contaminated people break out and attack us. We walk back over to the main section and stand on buttons to unlock the main door, to which black goo is webbed and blocking our path. So, we blast the most 2010s banger of all time. Dubstep. It's so powerful, it cuts itself out during the gameplay. I am not joking. It was so funny to hear the first time. Just enjoy.
Did you see it freak out because of the loud noise? It's alien signals, all right.
We then make our way further in to watch what scared a lot of people when they were younger, but not me personally. Huh. Well, it wasn't that scary. We set the next set of webs on fire and then get to the next part of the labs where we are attacked by Venom. We beat him using the symbiote's 3 main weaknesses: dubstep, arson, and a reference to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. We knock him out and then rush to the roof to try and catch up with the goblin, but it's too late as he flies away in his goblin copter before we reach him because a man with a glider always needs a backup vehicle. After that, another cutscene plays, where we go up to the helicarrier to see Nick talking to Tony, where he tells him that A, the signal for Surfer's board is in Latveria, and B, a break-in is happening at the raft. But that doesn't matter, as we now have free roam open. So let's go out and do some stuff. What I would say, if I didn't lose a giant chunk of the recording. You see, while writing this very script, I found out that my day 2 recording was lost or corrupted, but all you need to know about that part is we played the next level, Rock Up at the Lockup, which basically had us playing as Iron Man, Hulk, and Wolverine, trying, and ultimately failing, to stop prisoners and big bads like Magneto and other such villains from breaking out. That's really all there is. It's also kind of funny, because I then went and clicked through the rest of my footage, but only day 2 was broken. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to fix this, but it is what it is. But besides all that stuff I lost, let's talk about what I didn't lose in the rest of my footage, such as learning that the Punisher is a green thumb for all his missions require us to go around and blow up cars that spew out toxic sludge and such, or the fact that I could do a bonus level and actually get to talk about a bonus level for the first time on this channel. This is so fun.
What's up? The center of the universe! Awesome! Hard-working comic guys making stuff about me because I'm great. Wow, look at these 2 bad eggs. Bad eggs. You get it? It must be demanding some comic coverage. I thought one of them was dead. Thankfully, Stretchy Pants and Webhead are on hand to put a stop to Budgie Boy and the Quack Fu Kid.
To better explain what Deadpool said, the bonus level, enough said, had us playing as Spider-Man and Mr. Fantastic in the Marvel Comic Studio, stopping Vulture and, I can't believe I'm saying this, Howard the Duck from destroying the comic studio and terrorizing the artists, mainly Stan Lee. We love Stan. So how do we do that? In the most cartoonish fashion possible, by tricking the Vulture with an electric birdhouse, a hologram of Captain America, an inflatable Thor, and the Fantastinest, which is just Mr. Fantastic as a nest. We beat them, and hey, it's Deadpool!
Did you see that? He transformed into a bird's nest. Genius! This guy is genius! Alright, back to it, Marvel dudes. Those Deadpool titles won't write themselves. Like, now already.
Another funny thing that happened before I mentioned the next few bonus levels I did was a reference on the helicarrier. You see, I went up there to buy the red brick that I acquired from Nuff Said in free play, and then decided, fuck it, I'll just collect all the things I need to up here, and then go back down there. It was while I was doing that we had 2 funny interactions. That's 3. 2 funny interactions. One made a reference to the first Avengers movie.
Thanks! You seem really excited to get this. I feel like it may end up being an important plot point somehow.
And another reference to a different famous Samuel L. Jackson movie.
Director Fury told me specifically to get these snakes off this gosh darn helicarrier. I may be paraphrasing slightly.
After that, I went on to do the next 2 bonus levels I unlocked, starting with a shock withdrawal.
Greetings, Deadheads! Downtown Financial District is where you'll find Electro and Shocker, making a series of large unscheduled withdrawals. Those cads. Who's this, though? Da-da-da! Iron Man! Spider-Man! And Captain Goody Two-Shoes Man!
Hey there, Biscuit Spider-Pants! Balloon!
Come on! Water? In a bank? Who designs this stuff?
After that, we have to save civilians, take down Electro, and then take down the Shocker. Bonus level complete. That is really how short it is. Do those 3 things, and then you're done. Especially funny since both the Electro and Shocker only have 1 heart. Whoop-de-doo.
Ta-da! Victory for the heroic heroines!
You were awesome, Cap. Aw, shucks, Iron Man, you're making me blush. All back to mine for a celebratory burrito.
Yay for heroes in New York! And remember, kids, don't eat yellow snow! Until next time, stay classy, kids. Roll credits.
The next bonus level we got to do is Tabloid Tidy Up.
Hey, it's me, with more tales from the pool. Over at the Daily Bugle office, Agent Cool for School is making sure Doc Ock cleans up the mess he made. Ah, you kids better clean up this mess or I'll tell everyone your middle name is Olivia, and you buy all Nick Fury's eye patches.
Hey, you got a vacuum cleaner on one of those arms?
Thank you, Deadpool, for that little introduction, after which we put out some desk fires, vacuum up some gunk from the floor, repair a wall that, Doc flew through, and make a new photocopier, along with fixing JJ's doors.
Boy, I never thought we'd get that dry cat food off the ceiling. But hey, you could eat your dinner off that floor now.
Great job, ladies. I take back everything I printed about you. Doc and Coulson, I like you. You can marry my sister. Have a 50% discount off a full subscription to the Daily Poodle.
After doing that level, I went back up to the helicarrier to do the stuff on the deck that I missed. But the first thing I did was bugged out, and I couldn't do it for some reason. So I closed out of the game and reopened it, which, when I did, and went back up to the helicarrier, it worked. And I got the achievement Road Rage for destroying 100 vehicles in the hub. I don't know how these targets count as vehicles, but they do. I then went off and finally did the next actual level, titled Rebooted and Resuited. It starts with Stark trying to open the door, but it seems that someone hacked in and locked him out. So what does his security system do? They hold him at nuke point, which is pretty funny, and it only adds to it when he does the, hey, look at that move, to distract them so he can run inside with Cap. When inside, we smash up some things to make a terminal to help us get to the other side of some lasers to get an all too familiar suit. After acquiring the suit, we blow up another door that just so happens to have Aldrich Killian, one of the people that broke into Stark Tower, on the other side of it. We break through and beat up his goons, then head upstairs to the next section, which has us running through puzzles that only Iron Man could think of, and probably puts his employees through every other week, such as this strong thing, and dealing with lasers. Speaking of which, after charging the door, we are attacked by another laser, to which we block it with Cap's shield and destroy it. On the other side of the door is yet another laser puzzle. Seriously, there's way too many in this one single level. Which, after doing this one, we unlock the best suit of the game, the Mark 42, in the coolest cutscene ever. Not really a cutscene, but you get what I mean. We cut a hole into the wall and find that not only Aldrich broke into the tower, but also the Mandarin and Loki, as they came to steal the mini-arc reactor. After Tony and Cap catch up with him, Loki disappears, leading Mandarin and Aldrich to run to the roof for the final part of this level. This first part sees us taking down Aldrich and his goons first, beating them in waves, then getting mind-controlled by the Mandarin, to which we bonk him, and then hitting Aldrich. Do that 3 times, and we go on to the second part, which sees the Mandarin getting into the Hulkbuster suit. We then activate the House Party Protocol and laser the back of the Hulkbuster suit till he falls to the ground. After the level, we get to a cutscene where Nick is talking to the higher-ups of S.H.I.E.L.D. about the giant thing coming to the Earth. What is it? I don't know. Going to the main deck, we see Hawkeye and Black Widow being sent out to search for something that has Tony's arc reactor signature. After that, however, I went around doing more free roam. This is going to be a pattern, by the way. Starting with a fun little side thing where you get to take pictures for the Daily Bugle, but when I was going to take photos for the raft to get another gold brick, my game froze. Turns out it crashed my entire computer, but I was able to save the recording for this one, which is why you're getting the footage you have now. Thank you, OBS, for making it so you make a copy of a file when you remix it. I did get my game working again and was able to finish the level properly this time, so let's move on to the next thing, which was a bonus level. So we build the door and the gate doesn't open. Why doesn't it open? Oh, it's because we need to get to a specific character to unlock it from the main story, so we have to wait a little bit before we can actually do the level. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter, as we had another bonus level anyway, with that one being Feeling Frisky.
The Merc with a Mouth presents... Kingpin is offering cut-price dental checkups. I have no teeth! Spider-Man and Stars and Stripes rush over to find out what the deal is.
Lying down on the job? How did you get here so fast? Oh, oddly it's a trap.
After Deadpool's wonderful narration, we have to save a man from a laser. After successfully doing so, Daredevil swings in to help us. Woohoo! With him, we fight off goons until we are put head-to-head against Elektra. She uses trapdoors in the floor to try and trick us into falling in, but really all we need to do is throw stuff at her and she's beat. Then we have to fight Bullseye, who we also beat just by throwing stuff at him. We then break open Kingpin's fishbowl, which, oh yeah, he's just been sitting there the whole time in the background, by the way. Now we have to fight him, and by fight, I mean we just throw stuff at him as well. But this time it's chandeliers. Another bonus level, complete.
Slap those backs, heroes. Well done. High five, low five, whatever.
I think we learned a valuable lesson about the perils of cut-price dentistry today.
Wait, are you still rolling? Okay. Yeah, well, you get the idea. Just remember to floss, kids.
After that, I took a car and drove it into the subway to retrieve somebody's shovel that was stolen by a gooey-looking fella. Because I thought it would be funny to brute force my way in with a car, than just get out and be a normal person with it. I would rather be funny than be normal. That's what I say. Also, while doing a mission in the city to bring back someone's kid, after we bring them back, the mom decides to say this.
Oh, you found him! I guess an obsession with carrots isn't the worst thing for a kid. I mean, he could be hooked on video games.
Following that, I had to deal with the most infuriating gold brick I had ever had to do. You see this man? You know what he wants? He wants us to find his monkey. Why? Because he works for the circus, so that's reasonable. So, we went to find the monkey in the park, just a little bit away. We knock him out of the tree, and then have to walk him back. Except that we now have to run back and get the monkey, because the little shit can't keep up with us. So what do? I spend the next 5 minutes slowly walking to get this monkey back to his terrible, terrible owner. After that, I got another nice message about video games while driving around the city.
Remember to pause the game and take a break if you're feeling tired.
And then, when I thought I was done with the monkey, I had to do the same thing again, but with a cat. Twice! I also saw a car pile up after that, so that was something funny after dealing with the cats. After all that, I finally went on to do the next actual level of the game. Remember that we have a real game to play? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, the next level is Redhead Redemption. We start the level with Hawkeye and Black Widow entering the secret Hydra base in a sushi restaurant. The secret Hydra base in a sushi restaurant. Is anyone else getting deja vu? We enter the mission, and there are claw marks on the door, so it seems that Wolverine was already here before them. Either way, they enter and go through the base, which also included doing parkour onto the top of a door just to get a purple stud, because I'm broke. We unlock the next door and see that there is a whole operation down here run by the Red Skull and Onim Zola, who also spot us and lock the golden door. Why is it golden? Who knows? But thankfully, the Human Torch shows up and melts the door. Oh, that's why the door is gold. Okay. Anyway, after melting the door down, we beat up some Hydra goons and do puzzles to jump across some chasms to get to the next section. That is oh, that's a nuke silo. That's a nuke silo in my kids' game. We make our way through till we reach this door that is blocked by 2 lasers, so using Black Widow's cloaking tech, we sneak past this unsuspecting guard and nab him like it's Assassin's Creed. We blow up the cannons by shooting them at each other, and slide past the door where Loki and Red Skull are building a bridge to Asgard. Loki hops through after blasting Black Widow and Hawkeye, and just before Captain America shows up and plans to, wait, what did he say he was going to do to Red Skull?
Red Skull, I'm gonna spangle you till you see stars.
Sounds inappropriate, but okay. You swing whatever way you want, Captain America. We have to spangle the Red Skull so hard that we have to bash his skull in 3 times. Between each bash, Zola turns on a laser that shoots out molten lava, which we have to destroy. After the 3rd bash, we launch the Red Skull into the teleporter, making him Gray Skull, just like what you should do with that red subscribe button. Yeah, snuck it in there, didn't I? Anyway, what really happens after we shock him is that we get another cutscene in space. Wonder what that's about. You know? No one knows. Back on Earth, we see Black Widow and Hawkeye being carried out. Along with that, Captain America, Wolverine, the Human Torch, and Deadpool are getting a call from Nick Fury to try and track down Loki. But lo and behold, a sky beam comes down with the one person that seems to always find Loki. So, we have to rush over to meet up with Thor. Torch, Cap, and Wolverine all meet up with him, telling them that they have to go to Asgard to stop his brother, which leads to us falling through space for a solid minute before landing in the next level, Bifrosty Reception. The level starts with us in Heimdall's place, which is also frozen over. We unfreeze his sword, give it a charge, and then unlock the door to get attacked by frost giants. When we beat them, we cross the Rainbow Bridge to be met with Loki, who, after punching him once, disappears and leaves us to open the door to meet him in the next part of the level. Also, side tangent, if it sounds like I'm skipping over a lot of this game, I'm really not. In comparison to the other 2 games and their levels, these ones are really short, to the point that they can be condensed down into 3 stages. Puzzle, fighting, boss. If you have been paying attention and not doom scrolling, Brian, then you would see that this is the case across all the levels we have played so far. Speaking of which, onto the fighting section of this game, where we have to catch up with Loki after he disappears yet again, once we hit him a single time. Seriously, what's with all these villains having weak bones? After making stairs, an elevator, and flowers, we get to a dining hall that happens to have Loki. And Loki. And Loki again. This is a trap. Hit him over the head, open the gate, and Bob's your uncle. We are into the next section of the game, which, if you are keeping track, means it's the boss fight section, and ding ding, you would be correct. Since when we meet up, Loki mocks us and then summons some big-ass monster thing called the Destroyer. I don't really remember Thor's movies that much, besides Ragnarok. And what do? We do the same thing we did with Red Skull, by dodging some attacks, deflecting its beam back at him, and then bashing it in with Thor's hammer. And after that, we bash Loki, and enter another cutscene where Loki ends up getting away anyway, but we get the thing that he had in his hands, which turns out to be the Tesseract. And then Wolverine takes it away while the other 3 are distracted. We then cut over to Latveria, where MF Doom is, still working on his Doom Ray of Doom, when Loki calls him and tells him that they need the Tesseract from the expansion, to which we cut over to where Wolverine is having tea with the Professor, talking about the Tesseract and how it can help find Magneto. Then a shell falls onto Wolverine, and the expansion is under attack for the, 5th time? Or so? Either way, we play as Jean Grey and Cyclops now, and make our way into the expansion and the next level, Juggernauts and Crosses. Once inside, we have to save some of the students from Magneto's henchmen by using the secret escape hatches, such as the ones in the bookcase and in the wall, till we reach the next room where we have to get around the fallen and burning debris by using mind control and Cyclops' special eyes to save the hottest goddess of all time, Storm. She's currently wrapped up in something, and that something just so happens to be Toad's tongue, one of Magneto's heavy hitters. Kinda, since he's beaten by a simple electric shock through his entire body. After saving her, I wasted 8 minutes trying to put out one fire, till I remember that storm floats on a tornado, which helped put out the fires and get these students out. We then made our way outside to where Iceman is fighting a guy named Pyro, who, surprisingly, isn't talking all muffled like. We save him and then see Colossus beating the dickens out of Juggernaut. After witnessing all that, we make our way up to these golden gates and laser them open, and go to save another batch of students. Then go up to these burning doors using telekinetic powers, and loop back around to the first area, which, how did we get here?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Whatever. We go up the stairs after Juggernaut runs through and set these 2 knights in place to access the final area of the level, which means we also slide into a cutscene. In this cutscene, we see Professor X handing over the Tesseract to Magneto, but it wasn't really the Professor, because it was really Mystique. Ooh! They run off and then also run into Beast, who joins them in the chase for Magneto. When they reach the escape deck, Juggernaut makes his entrance, and we have to fight him. And by fight him, I mean we make him bash into the same thing 3 times, and how much of the script is going to be copy and paste before it gets good. Okay, I joke, but seriously, it is the same thing. Except this time, where for the final hit, we take off the Juggernaut's helmet and mind control him, ripping out the pipes so that Iceman can freeze him up, and then Jeans throws his frozen body at the jet. But it doesn't help, and they get away, leaving the X-Mansion in ruins once again. We then cut over to the Fantastic Four, who are repairing their tower after the octopus incident, where Fury also shows up and briefs them on what has happened so far. At the end of his little debrief, he tells them that it's time for his operation on Latveria, or as he calls it, Operation Latveria. This would be the lead-in for the next level if I didn't immediately screw off and do other things, like one of my all-time favorite things in this game, the Sentinels. For those of you not in the know about what that is, Sentinels are robots specifically designed for hunting down mutants, which is why they only show up after the X-Men level, and are so stupid fun to fight. Sure, it's easy since it's 3 layers you have to get through, silver, gold, and then throwing something at it with a big fig, but I like it because of that simplicity. Also, it gives you a shit ton of studs for doing it. Along with that, I also did this funny trick shot moment where I jumped off a building, deployed my parachute, and then landed in the car with the parachute still opened, which led to a car ride that looks like this.
Sure, take my car. Superhero.
I also went on to do the bonus level I couldn't do because I needed Jean Grey. That bonus level being Put Up Ya Dukes.
I made this! Wolverine looking for more recruits. Like there's not enough characters in this game already. Ooh, good choice of colors there. Oh, he doesn't seem to want to play ball. If you want to play him, then just, whatever. Ding ding! Round 1!
Yes, Deadpool, that's indeed what's happening. So, we do what anyone would do with a star from My 600-Pound Life, and give them some healthy food to convince them to join, such as carrots, a fruit tower, and some water, all to get him on our side.
The winner and still champion by a knockout, you, the player! Yay you! Good luck getting that guy out the door, though. Maybe you could take the roof off and crane him onto a flatbed. Or maybe just drag him down the stairs. I don't know. I mean, look at this place. It's like the guy's a hoarder. I mean, look at his comic books and...
After doing that, I went on to the next actual level, Doctor in the House. This level starts off with the Fantastic Four and Fury flying off to Latveria. We have to jump out of the Fantastic Car and jump down to the castle. When we jump, Reed makes a cheeky little reference to The Incredibles.
I saw this in a movie once.
We land and Spot Goblin's chopper is there too. It also turns out that there's a jammer in this place, so we have lost contact with the Human Torch and Nick Fury. So in all our superhero prowess, we get up and over to the jammer to disable it and get back in contact with the other two. Fury tells us that Johnny and him are on the other side of the castle, so we have to get over there quickly, which we do after disabling a shield, igniting a bridge, and then turning Mr. Fantastic into a chip, I think? I don't know computers well enough to make a guess about this. But what I am sure about is that we get to the other side of the castle where Johnny and Fury are, which means we have to get over to them, well, more properly. We destroy a security system and activate a bridge to save Johnny from the swarm of enemies coming at him, and then fly up with Johnny to get Nick. When we get to him, he tells us that the only way to get up to Doom and Goblin is to get on the lift, but the only way to get on the lift is by activating the alarm, which is what we didn't want. So we do just that with the flick of a lever and the pop of a disc and go up. Going up, Johnny is immediately knocked out by the goblin, so we have to kick the shit out of him after a few waves of enemies. And by now you know how this goes. We beat up the waves, he indirectly gives a way to beat him, we knock him down, punch him, and repeat. The only difference is that we have to do it more than 3 times. After we beat him, we grab Johnny and go up to Doom's lab, where he shows us his Doom Ray. Thought it would be bigger. When Johnny provokes him, and by that I mean asks what it does, since villains love to talk about their stuff, Doom fires the ray and nothing happens, which makes Loki step in and crush the Fantastic Four and Fury for Doom. After they get out of the rubble, they grab Silver Surfer and contact the helicarrier, since they found where the stolen arc reactor is. Turns out, it is at sea for some reason. We fly over to the bay and fly into the next level, that sinking feeling. The ship we are going to is apparently a SHIELD research submarine, but when we get closer, it turns out that is not the submarine, and it starts firing at us. We get to the open port, and Spider-Man joins the fray, which leads me to this chart. This is the list of levels, and the ones with red lines are the ones with Spider-Man in them. 7 out of the 15 levels have him in it, so it really is choosing your character, but all Spider-Man, yeah? Anyway, we get inside the ship and are immediately attacked by AIM soldiers. We beat them and then put out the fires that seem to have come on board. Going through, we are attacked yet again by agents, because this is their ship, so of course they are everywhere. We get to a control terminal on the ship that controls a mini submarine, and press some underwater buttons to unlock the door to get to Doom, but the worst adaptation of MCU history blocks our path. MODOK, the machine organism designed only for cleaning or something. Since it's a kid's game, it's Conquest, so really it's spelled MODOK instead of MODOK. Hit him, he injures himself, do this 3 times and done. Doom escapes in the SHIELD submarine and blows up the one we are already in. Jean Grey steps in just in time to save us, and this also means that it's time for the slowest level ever, because as we cannot control Jean Grey, we have to wait for her to catch up with us constantly. Besides that, we rip this starfish off the wall and go on with the level to get to Doom in his submarine. When we reach the sub and open the sub to get to Doom, we shake him up to try and get answers, but end up in space this time, right outside Earth. Cutting back to the submarine, we are picked up by something, and then tossed onto land by the Statue of Liberty. How is that possible? Oh, Magneto's here. Well, I guess it's time to send Reed and Hulk out to stop her, is what I would say if I didn't immediately fuck off to do the free room. In the free play, I decided to go and get Colossus for an achievement called Speedball Special, where we throw Wolverine as Colossus like they do in the show, in comics, and maybe the movies. I don't know. I've only seen Days of Future Past. After that, we move to the back of the expansion and help Professor X with some of his less extraordinary students, even though he is the headmaster of this school and should be able to help them better than I can. And as a little side note, remember the Fantastic Car? Yeah, it's kind of just sitting here for the taking, so...
That was easy.
And remember the photo taking thing for the Bugle? Yeah, they wanted me to take photos of fun things the youth are doing, and I'm going to read this directly from my notes here, because it is that random. Kids dancing in skate park. Musical? Question mark? Seriously, this is the weirdest thing that I've seen. Just a bunch of kids in a skate park dancing. This is weirder than the cows on the moon in Lego Batman 3. I then move on to the next bonus level in Sanctum Sanctorum, Stranger Danger.
Welcome to the incredible strange tales of Deadpool. It's movie night over at Reed's house when... Doctor Strange? In some kind of strange trouble? How strange!
To the jet!
Oh no! Trapped by the nefarious Dormouse guy!
We enter the level as Human Torch and the Invisible Woman, even though it looks like Captain America's in the jet. We chase Dormammu into the bathroom and then peek on him for no good reason but to be a pervert, and then into the library to kick Dormammu out of the painting. Going upstairs, we find that Dormammu has locked Strange in a mirror, which means we have to free him. After we free him by burning 3 golden balls, we basically cheat the fight with Dormammu and become invisible to beat his ass. Level clear.
Alakazam! Your card was the 4 of diamonds. 5 of spades? No matter. Hooray! You now have the power of ultimate suckage. Ah, you suck. Is that guy even a real doctor?
He's definitely a strange one.
After that, I went on to the next bonus level, which if you look at the list is before Stranger Danger, but who cares, as it is Reptilian Ruckus.
Hi, I'm Deadpool, and I want a pony. A rare day off for Spider-Man and Boulder Boy finds them kicking back in the park. No, I spoke too soon, as danger follows this guy like a bad smell. And what better place to find a bad smell than a zoo's reptile house?
In this level, we have to fight Curtis Connor, aka the Lizard. For the first phase of the fight, he dives into the alligator pit. We drain it, and then use the thing to hit him. When I was fighting him, I said out loud, "Am I beating up a disabled person by choice?" Because if you don't know, Curtis Connor doesn't have his left arm, so... Next thing we do is crack open the iguana pen and then punch him. Again, seem familiar yet? Because it is. He runs and hides after we hit him the second time, which means we get to break in and see Stan Lee being swung around in a mutant Venus flytrap. Once again, we break something to get him out and then hit him, after which Spider-Man webs him up and leaves him hanging for the thing to take a photo of it like a hunter and its prey.
Let's see if you can regenerate this. Well, that just about wraps this story up. Again! Did you see what I did there? Because he's wrapping him. Forget it. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Anyone? Nah, forget about it.
After that, yet again, I went back to the main game and played the next level, Taking Liberty. We start the level by flying around the statue as Hulk, Mr. Fantastic, and Wolverine, to which the statue punches out of the air. It knocks us into the rocks on Nuclear Plant, to which we break out of the jet and move forward to try and catch up with it when it punches through the ceiling. To get past it, we use Mr. Fantastic as a mousetrap to pinch it and get past it, but, why does the statue feel something? Especially since the next time we heard it is with molten lava.
I actually have a theory about it.
Don't actually care, bub.
Getting past a massive bath of nuclear waste and up an elevator, we get to these 2 giant swirling electric spots that we have to time our way around. Continuing through, we get out of the plant and outside, to which we have to live through what some people's fantasies are. You sickos! Inside the lady, that sounds wrong, we have to climb our way up, putting out fires and beating up Magneto's henchmen on the way till we reach the Mastermind, who's at the head of the statue. When we get to the top, we don't fight him, but we fight ourselves and our tragic pasts. Woo! Starting with Wolverine and how he was made in a lab. We have to fight visions of Sabretooth, along with Wolverine himself, which after breaking out of the mind control, we fight Mr. Fantastic and visions of Skrulls, which I heard was poorly done in Secret Invasion, but again, I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't know. Also, during this fight, he will wrap you up with his limbs and try to strangle you, I think. Okay, you don't need to say that weird thing in your head. It is too stupid and gross to say, so just don't say it. Keep it in your head. Do not say it. Do not say it. Do you think he does that to Invisible Woman when they're in bed? Lastly, we fight the Hulk, who was the easiest to beat, even for the big guy he is. Beating him, we climb on top to see Magneto, ready to toss the Statue of Liberty's head into space with the 3 heroes on top of it. Cutting to the helicarrier, we see Cap talking fear about why Magneto would need the core, which is for his personal space station that he has, Asteroid M. Speaking of which, we meet up with Black Widow on the ground so we can proceed on to the next level, Rapturous Rise. Flying over to where the island is, Cap and the Thing have to do a touch and go since they are getting shot at and almost shot out of the air. To Deploying their parachutes, only Cap lands safely while the Thing lands with his head in the sand. We quickly save him from his anime beach ending, and continue on, busting through electrical barriers and a crash boat in the next area. Tearing apart a tree, we get to Dinosaur Island.
Huh? How do you figure that?
I'm just kidding, I know Marvel well enough to know that this is the Savage Lands. Beating up endangered wildlife and people leads us to meeting up with Storm, who is sent there by the Professor to deal with Magneto and his floating island, and also the Raptors, I guess. Going through a few walls in the last-ditch defense of lasers, we made up with Magneto, and can someone tell me why Magneto gets a guitar riff for his entrance? It's especially funny since this isn't even his boss fight at the start. We have to fight the Rhino for this one. Why? Who knows? It confuses me as well, especially since we defeat him by making him charge into a pumpkin, hit him, and then fully knock him into the pumpkin. And then he just runs off like a coward. When Magneto comes in, he starts to hit us with some things made of metal that we throw back at him. Magneto, the man who controls metal, is defeated by us hitting him with metal. Magneto, when we beat him, he pulls a gun on us. Why? Because that's not Magneto somehow. Magneto rises his island into space and escapes. Level complete. On a space station, we see that Loki and Doom are already on there. Then we cut away again to the sub from that level back there. You know, the one before the statue level? Here, Spider-Man, Thor, and Iron Man finally break out, to which Iron Man calls Fury about the sub, and then Fury tells them that they made their escape to space. So we fly over to where Stark left his ship, and it was in that same spot that a save stand collectible was. So, listen to this beautiful chorus as a ship is built in front of your eyes to take us to the next level, magnetic personality.
I saw a penny. Remembered I can't swim. Help!
Entering the level, we cut to the space station where Loki, Doom, and Magneto are, where it turns out, putting three of the most powerful Marvel villains in a room together who all want to rule the world in some way is not a good idea, as they butt heads with each other immediately. We land the jet and then prank him John Doom by tossing his jet out into space. After that, Magneto busts through the door and we have to fight a bunch of henchmen again. After beating up the henchmen, we get the idea to use the void of space to open the door, and somehow we are not killed in the process. We head through and up to catch up with Magneto again, only for him to bend the space station to his will, literally. But that doesn't matter, as Tony uses his big brain to hack it and get us closer to him. We run down the hall and into a boss fight with the Big M himself, to which he makes himself a bigger M. The boss fight is basically the same as the Sandman fight from the beginning of the game, but with us throwing stuff at him and him using a gun on us. Again. But this time, when we go through his 9 hearts, it is the real Magneto, who we capture and knock back to Earth. Speaking of which, we cut to Earth to see Fury talking to Surfer about things we already knew, which was the Doom using Surfer's broken board and the power Cosmic inside it to summon something. But besides that, I can talk about something that I haven't talked about this whole video. For some reason, every level has a magnetic puzzle for a collectible, and there are only 2 characters who can use magnets and know how they work in this game. Magneto and his daughter, who we can only unlock after we get Magneto, which also doesn't matter because you get both of them at the same time. So I went on to do the free play of the main levels after I did the next 2 bonus levels, starting with Stunt Show Surprise.
What's up? Looky here. Hawkeye and Black Widow at the circus have gotten gooseberied by Iceman. Huh. As if things weren't bad enough for our merry bowmen, Nightmare has decided to take center ring. This trio are gonna need some help with this guy. That's a motorcycle. Since I'm not available, Ghost Rider is so the guy to do it.
Getting into the level, we have to set up a bunch of stunts for Ghost Rider to go through and hit Nightmare, such as a frozen ramp, an off-the-roof ramp, and a floating ramp. When we get him smaller, we just hit him once and win. Yeah, this one is pretty short comparatively, especially to our next bonus level, the Thrill of the Chess.
Deadpool? I'm not dead, and I don't have a pool. The master of magnetism can't get enough chess. Chess, chess, chess. But in his last breakout, he forgot his set. Bang! That helmet can make you forgetful.
Oh, it's not here. But yeah, that Mysterio chap was always eyeing up my goods. Come on, Blue Girl. Let's go and see if Goldfish Bowl's got it.
Getting the level again, we basically have to unlock a few doors and punch Mysterio for the chessboard back. Also, really short, man. I saved the worst things for last, didn't I? Especially since I just spent the next few hours going through and getting everything I missed for every main and bonus level. And after spending nearly a day and a half on doing everything, I went on to the second to last level, A Doom with a View. We start the level on Asteroid M, with Doom and Loki monologuing on what is the finished product of Dr. Doom's Doom Ray of Doom, when Iron Man, Thor, and Spider-Man show up to take them down, which leads to Iron Man and Thor being taken down and knocked out of the level, which lets the Thing, Cap, and Storm get inside to help, but are just a tad too late as Doom and Loki escape, which means we have to catch up to them. So we get through and beat up some henchmen till we get to this elevator on the opposite side of the room. Going up and through this door, we get to go on a bunch of backwards escalators, and going up them led to the Thing getting jiggy with it on one of them. Getting to the top, we get to an airlock to which the woman in the speaker says over and over,
"Adjoining connection bridge is not safe. Proceeding is not advised."
And to which the team keeps saying,
"Now that they've told me not to open it, makes me want to do it all the more."
So what happens when they open it? Well, a gentle breeze blows in, and just kidding, they get launched into the vacuum of space and somehow land in Doom's throne room. In the throne room, Doom sends a bunch of his Doom bots after us, and then sends this big hulking man after us. But we just hit, tackle, pull his mask off, shoot a web at him, and then fling him off into space. After we beat that thing, we have to fight MF Doom, who starts to shoot a laser at us, to which we destroy the energy coils around him. You know the drill, do it 3 times and then beat him. After we beat him, the Thing sends him into the deep ends of space, which is also where the main big bad comes from. After Loki puts the Tesseract in the machine, Galactus finally shows up, who's the guy we've been seeing coming from space this entire time. When Galactus is in full view, Loki uses his laser thing to mind control him. So in response to all that, the heroes try to throw all they got at him, to which it doesn't work, and thus the heroes land back on Earth to try and get a plan, to which the first idea they have is to recruit the villains to their side, which is absolutely the worst idea ever, as it leads us into the last level, the good, the bad, and the hungry. We start by going to the park where Magneto and Abomination are playing Frisbee. They mainly agree because they don't want Loki to destroy the Earth, as that is what they want to do. We switch over to playing as Magneto and Abomination, to which we are supposed to get to Doom in Times Square, but I take the long way around and go to the X Mansion to get the X Jet, and then go to extract Doom's jet from a tow hook on his jet. We then take that jet and fly up to the helicarrier for the proper start of the level. The intro cutscene sees the heroes and villains in the break room, kinda getting along and playing games together. It's nice and relaxing for a while until Goblin accidentally hits Hulk and his burger, to which Hulk hits him, and chaos ensues. Then the actual mission starts, and we see them slow-mo walking towards the, quite literal, big bad. We start with Team A, which consists of Thing, Spider-Man, Mystique, and Green Goblin. This team's whole job is to unblock a propeller and get it blasting at Galactus to get him to the center. But it doesn't fully work, as he goes over to the other side, and we get to play as Team B now, which is Iron Man, Human Torch, Venom, and Abomination, who also have to unblock a propeller. But since it's on fire, Venom is of little use once we do get it unstuck and have to pull it up, especially since it took me a solid minute to think of using Abomination Smash to put the fire out. Then Tony comes in to get the blade a bit more speed and blast Galactus to the center, which means it's now Team C's turn, which is Mr. Fantastic, Doc Ock, Captain America, and Nick Fury. With them, we have to finish building a wormhole generator so we can, We'll make a wormhole to send Galactus back to the opposite end of space, and far, far away from Earth. When we complete it, we finally land on Team D of Magneto, Doom, Cyclops, and Storm, who are in charge of baking a cake? Why are they making... Oh, it's a surprise attack. Okay.
Hulk Thor smash!
And thus, with that final hit, we end the game, sending Galactus and Loki to the far ends of space. In the end, which does really matter, Loki gets his comeuppance and gets devoured by Galactus, most likely. In the end credits, a few things happen. First, we give the villains a head start to do whatever villainous things they need to do. Then, Surfer gets his board back and is sent off to make sure Galactus stays clear of Earth. Third, on the Statue of Liberties Island, we get a little end credit teaser for the second game, with the Guardians of the Galaxy coming in to warn us of an even greater threat that approaches. Then, in the same scene, Black Panther shows up for no reason, and Fury lets out the worst laugh possible. And thus, the third game of this series is complete, with an astounding 85.2% completion, which is just shy of the Lego Batman 3 completion, and a lot more than Lego DC Supervillains compilation. Breaking it down, that is 95 out of 115 character and vehicle tokens, so much, 143 out of 150 mini-kits, 225 out of 250 gold bricks, 24 out of 26 true believer statuses, 9 out of 11 red bricks collected, and 35 out of 50 Stan Lees saved. This one was a lot shorter than the last ones, which was a nice change, and it was also really nice to revisit this game. As always, please like, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed. Comment down below what your favorite part of this video is, or Lego game was, for that matter. And make sure to vote for what my next challenge is. And with that, my name's GhostCat29, and I will see you all next time. Bye!